the dolphin.
Hello, Oksana.
Okay, yeah, we're starting this video, and there's quite a few interesting questions. I guess I hope everybody would be interested in knowing.
Let me know.
Yeah, I'm
Do.
I'm just above, like I shot up above Earth, and I just saw like tubes connecting in a kind of round way, like circles connected, and they're made out of tubes, gray tubes, and there are energy pouring through tubes, like electric energy, like bright purple, blue color. And I'm just looking what they're doing, and I see lots of spaceships connecting. Some tubes are like out, open, not connected to others, and I see a spaceship coming, and it kind of sits on it, and I think it pumps energy to it. And the ship looks different. It looks like a fighter jet, but with double wings. There's actually there are humans. I thought they were ants, but they really have like this big helmets, like black with the antennas on top. And when I touch one, I get the ant 38% and then human, like literally ant, like a insectoid.
So it's like an antid.
Yes.
By the way,
Yeah.
everybody, I'm James Rink. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm not very good with introductions.
Okay, so we're on some kind of spaceship, space station.
No, I'm just observing they're building something. It's like a gooey layer of tubes because there's more spaceships are attracted here, and they are connecting to families of souls. I just got like families of souls from particular galaxies that they're interested in. There's something about the DNA transformation and building different bodies for dissected souls of some people who have soul, artificial, have real, biological, original. They
So
build new generations of people, something. For this, they invited different galactic beings from different galaxies who also have part of their DNA taken and replaced with AI or artificial DNA composite. And they're all interested in taking something from human form, but they need to mutate human form to the point where they can insert it into their DNA. And for this reason, they need to turn this world more into electronically a corrected form and hook it up to different dimensions up to nines. But to do that, they need humans of high consciousness. So they would let some humans grow in consciousness, but others they would try to slow down their process or keep them asleep by using substances. So that's what he said. That's what he thinks in his head. And I just
Who is
read it.
this?
This is the captain of the ship.
Okay.
Antler. Uh,
Is that the name of the ship, or that's his name? The
that's his name.
Captain Antlar.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's an antid.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
They work in collaboration with reptilian forms. There's like green dinosaur type green, the darkish green, yellowish. They look so much like dinosaurs. They really are. They have those things on the sides of their heads. They're very like aggressive big lizards to me. And they say that they came from Tiamat because they were invasive species who originally came from faraway galaxy and slowly but surely invaded Tiamat and Mars because the quality of microelements in the air were adaptive for them for their living because the electromagnetic elements in the air or nutritional aspect of it nurtures their vibrational frequency somehow, creates some sort of electromagnetic field where they can exist better. That's connected to the electric currency. Everything's going to be electronic. They're going to turn this world into electronic form of some sort.
Okay. And that these reptilians are behind that.
Yeah, well, that's the original plan, but they invited Mantis and those ant people to help them out because they have the same similar agenda but different things they want to take from it. Some want to take DNA, others want to take souls, others want to create artificial worlds with different bodies by using physical DNA of a human body, or some even want to hybridize humans with animals. And that's why they're pushing agenda that those who are become vegetarians are not doing good to their bodies, that you need meat. There's different agendas, they're all being pushed through different people, even those people whom people trust when they watch them. Because the idea of this multi-layered reality is to capture each mind with a particular idea, indoctrinate him with that idea, and make him aggressive towards others who don't see eye to eye with them. And that difference in understanding and viewing perception of the world creates this electrical shocking web that benefits them because they're sparks. And people feel each other when they meet. There's electrical sparks of plus or minus. If they connect, they're plus. They're like a flower that opens up, and then when they're minus, it's a lot of negative energy. Even if they don't fight, they just don't share the same ideas. They deep down, they dislike each other. That creates that negative swirl of energy going up, contributing to the strong power line of electric impulses around. And the money system is going to be part of it. because money is negative aspect of life, and it's going to add more negative energy when the money go like fire like electronic, because through that system you're going to be feeling more repressed, that somebody's watching you, that the big guy on the pyramid is watching you, what you're doing with your money, how you're paying your taxes, whether you do or don't, things like that. And your money becomes not your real money. There's positive aspect of this also, because people will value life more. They will say, wait, if money doesn't really belong to me anymore, but to the government, then my life is a big value. My life costs money. Each time a person loses its life, the system gets a lot of energy, like a lot, like a huge sphere of energy, which turns into money, or back, or vice versa. It's the same thing. So for them, if they eliminate or kill a lot of people, they get a lot of negative energy from that, eliminating those people.
Are we talking about birth certificate bonds that get retired when somebody dies?
Yeah, it's like they love the process, and they love, especially when a lot of people die at the same time. That's why they create wars. They need them because it's a boost to their agenda. It's the energy that can boost their projects like electronic money, in other reforms to upgrade the system according to their plan. Because people are being scared, distracted, and suffering. So that suffering spreads because we're all connected through neural. There's some neural like thin like threads. And if one is not feeling well, another one is feeling it. So it's kind of like even if you don't want to be feeling it, you will. It's like an accumulative effect, okay? So it's just it affects you even if you don't believe in some sickness existing or something. It just affects you anyway. Because there's vibrational fields are like layered, and then there are like spider webs of trampoline. You're bouncing on this one, but you can fall through into the lower level if you are become more susceptible to the very aggressive waves coming from the Saturn and from the moon and from the older spaceships who are also trying to control particular people like you. There's a lot of ships around you. They're always trying to control every aspect of your life. Some people don't get that much attention.
You're talking about me, Oksana, right?
Yeah.
Well, but these ETs are helping me, right? They love me.
They want to push their certain agenda also, but you're resistant to it because you have the logic of you can process information. You gather information, process it, and give away only what you believe in, what logically connects in your head. That's what they don't like. On one hand, they would love you more if you just tell them exactly what they try to push through your dreams, in your dream state. But they don't like you because you actually pull the information through the filter of your physical body, which makes sense. So you're not easily tricked, because it is Dolores Cannon comes like to my mind. I feel her energy because of the morning session about her. The ETs are like
Dolores Cannon.
that. They're more about themselves. They're more like selfish. The ETs who come to Earth as a base for picking up souls for the experiments, they think about themselves. What can I get out of James? What can I get out of his activity? Oh, can I test people's reaction if I tell them through him one of the timelines? And they would tell you exactly the timeline in your dream state, that they actually want us to go, or there's a high chance of that going. And you don't even remember it a lot of times, what it was happening there.
I
But
don't really remember my dreams much, and I'm thinking maybe my subconscious knows that they're hijacking my dreams and just pushes it out.
yes, because I mean, I literally see like a lot of beds and people sleeping, and I see it's like a bell, like a church bell of energetic bell, okay? They put over your head, it creates some spiral of energy, and it's a hologram, and most of the time I actually see you going through, it's like an apartment, but every room there's no furniture, it's gray walls. There's only few pieces of furniture, like a table and a chair, or, things like that. Like, it's weird. And it's all grayish, kind of scary almost. But the walls are talking. It's like the walls are talking to you. They create they move. They're not like, I can't, when I touch them, I can put my hands through them, but then vibrate at a certain frequency that the bell wants it to vibrate, and they give you the information through the vibration. You absorb it here, 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 all your head absorbs it. And then you wake up sometimes even disoriented or trying to remember the dream, and you don't, or sometimes fatigued because they use your energy, because your energy connects to that system that produces a dream they want it to produce. The bell, energetic bell, runs on your own body energy, which is just electric energy. And hologram looks like an electric thing. And
So,
you look like an electric being
are,
to me right now.
are they actually physically abducting me from my bed and putting me on a ship and putting this bell on me, or is this like an astral form, like my soul?
This I'm talking when you're physically present. If you want to see, there is a device, there's a ship, and there's a device that goes like this. It's like an energy spoon. I have no idea what that is,
So,
but it projects the light over you, and it kind of like magnetizes you, and you go through this magnetic tube of energy into the spaceship, and then I see you on the reclining seat like this.
yeah, trips are these trip chairs?
Yeah.
Okay. When I was like 6 years old, my dad came home and said that he saw me levitating off the bed, and he got his Bible out and prayed over me for the demons to go away or whatever. Do you think that was in the middle of this abduction?
The thing is, his attention and his belief that, he's helping you helped. Because he connected mind to you, woke your consciousness up. And that's why he was able to keep you in the physical so they wouldn't take you.
Oh,
Because they don't like this kind of attention interaction, they want to be unseen in the doings.
they do not like how I'm public about what they do to me.
They don't like that. And they also, in that particular, when I'm looking at your dad, he's, It's almost like energy-wise, he protected you, you know. He did it like a circle of energy around you, and that pushed them out. Because when we collect our energy and become strong like this, they feel it. They get scared almost. It's not that we're in a fight mode, but we are in the mode that I'm strong. I'm a creator being. I can do anything I want right now. You know?
So Oksana, when they return me, do they return me like moments after they take me using time travel, or do they like return me like hours later and then use cover memories from like another alternate reality where they didn't abduct me?
Oh, it's like what I see is you can be missing. You can be missing for an hour and you can be missing for 5 hours sometimes. Or other times they would do this. It's like an imprint, energetic imprint of you. Your physical body is on the bed. They take your energy body out, and then you're on the ship. In the physical time, it's literally for like a minute the most. But in non-physical, like in terms of what they performed on you, they could have inserted like a new uh electronic something bone structure into the left arm. I see like they're doing this. It's like little balls connected with sticks, and it took like in physical time that would take 5 hour surgery, but it took only 1 minute. Do you know what I mean?
So
The
they use time
time is
travel.
just,
They're using time dilation technology.
yeah, they stretched and then they shrunk.
That's why I
So
don't really have missing memories because only a minute goes by.
exactly.
And also, so why am I not able to remember the 5 hours of surgery? What do they do to me?
Because they radio shock you. I
Radio
don't I
shock?
don't know what it is. It's like a device that goes, it's like headphones with a little cubes, and it shocks you, and I see your mind like this, and then it just like it's done, like you don't remember. It's very easy to do things to the brain because its electric circuit can be wiped out and recircuited something. Memory is moldable, they say. Memory can be put like fake, pushed in fake memory, and taken out real memory and replaced with fake memory. And they've been doing it too,
Is that
to a
why you
lot
said
of people.
is that why you said when I was 3 years old they took my they replaced me with as a copy of my clone brother and I don't remember any of it because they erased all the memories?
Yeah.
And you
Be-
can confirm that it did happen. They took mom's baby at the age of 3, took it away and put me in its place.
Yeah, and the mother, it's a motherly instinct too. It's almost like you smell that it's not your child. You feel it with every cell of your body. It's not yours.
Yeah. We've discussed this in previous sessions. We don't really need to look into that because the
Mm,
scientists were all involved in all that stuff. But
mm.
we can look into about. Well, let me ask you: is there anything else you want to look into with this trip seat technology? So are there just basically reptilians, mantis, and greys aboard these ships that are doing this to me? Humans too?
I just saw this like ant's face into my face, and he said that I really, really hate you. You always escape from me.
He hates me?
No, he told me that he hates me.
Oh, why?
And then I'm some sort of laboratory on Mars. And as I walked in, it started like an alarm went off. And it says system, clone escape, clone escape. And I see like a clone of you escaping.
Clone of James Rink?
32A.
32A?
Yeah. I see 32F is still there. It feels like they are inserted different DNAs. There's one DNA of a fish, another one DNA of a spider. Number came to me 7 clones.
Okay. Are you there too?
Yeah, it's like a clone wants to escape. I think because you were talking, I was thinking about your clones. You poured a little bit of consciousness into him. It happens. It's just a very quick process of a thought. Thinking of somebody does it. Even a clone reacts to this an electric impulse into his head, and he wanted to see who you are, who gave him this impulse. You almost feel a weird thing that this clone is part of your reality, but he's hiding in a body of somebody who came to you recently or something like this. Like a clone can take on a different body or mimic a body. That's a strange clone. It's like a shapeshifter clone who can really hold the physical appearance of a different person who would be close to you. Oh, well, then I see Hobie Baker. Oh, so your subconscious tells me that that clone who escaped, then in a different reality was different you. And some of those clones that were prepared to be off world, being sent to different galaxies, they actually ended up in the rotation of the Earth's different projections of you, but in different bodies. So basically, this layer we're on has different projections. Just like a rock going into water creates round circles on water, that's how projections happen. One artificial layer of Earth creates other artificial layers. They're slightly different, but our souls can project different you in different projections. And most of the time, our souls are captured by other beings and are made to project different ones through cloning or hybridization. That's how it happens, because they cannot just use our mind. They need a physical body that you can touch and feel. That's why they need cloning and hybridization.
Oh, wow. So this clone 32A, was he able to escape?
He was able to escape. He escaped.
Escape to
It's
where?
like he was. It's like he was. I see those. You remember those mitras?
Yes.
It's like those mitras were doing growing those clones, and then this one escaped into this particular reality, and he, because they followed him anyway, but there's something they couldn't pull him back, but they turned him into Hobie. It's
I mean his
weird.
soul. They
It's
pulled his
weird,
soul.
but it splits, okay? It just splits like this.
But when you
And
say
I
they
see
pull him
two
back,
Hobies.
but is that his soul that was pulled back? The soul from 32A was pulled back and put into Hobie Baker. Is that correct?
Yes, because it's like an insert and creation of a body at the same time as this thing, and they connect. Listen, there's some blending thing going on. I can't explain it, but they create multiple hobbies in different realities. They're like sliced, okay? But they're connected through the cord system to your soul. And then each one exists and each one has a different life. But the life we're focusing on is this one related to this clone. But because you are aware of the clones, connected to the clones, and get information from them, you're very interested in this particular case because it's like a clone walking into the body type thing. It's like a rehoming of a clone in the body, something like this. I have no idea how that happened. Just like literally see it goes in, blends in with the body that already existed.
So all those memories of Hobie Baker could be returned back to me if I rehome it. That
You
fragment of my
don't
soul.
rehome it. It's up to clone. And if you're consciously aware now, you are not consciously aware there as Hobie Baker. I feel like when you rehome a clone, you give a yes to those mitras to do more experiments on you, because I literally see from the time it was rehomed with Hobie became like a strong super athlete, like beyond belief athlete, like one of those that you watch and you cannot understand how they won the race, how they did this and that. It's beyond human abilities, but they did. But that's exactly what they do.
So was Hobie Baker genetically engineered by these ETs
Yes,
to begin
there's a
with?
project. You know what? It wasn't that the clone escaped. It was that they programmed the clone to escape. You know what I mean? It's like they wanted the clone to want to go and connect and blend in, walk in into the body of Hobie. And that was the deal of a project, because they put AI technology into the clone to make him more like human, who actually has own desires and wantings.
So, but how does so? I mean, I'm sorry. How does the clone 32A after he escaped become Hobie Baker? Yeah.
He just replaced him. He replaced him.
You mean the soul that was in 32A switched into Hobie Baker?
Yeah, because they can take your, it's like they can take your inner and recreate the, it's like a rubber suit. I really can't explain it. It's like as if everything was taken out of you from inside, and some other substance that has very interesting moldable abilities, like a clay, fill up your form. And that's what happens to people when they completely change their personality.
So all along the Matra were already working on him. So when Darkfleet came around on the day that he allegedly died, when that plane crashed in France, so did Darkfleet try to help him, or did they like keep him sold out to the Matra? Or maybe we're seeing this all wrong.
No, they wanted to keep him. They wanted to take him away and use him for their own needs. Because at this point, he was like a very important, valuable database of knowledge and
Okay.
configurations.
How many years did Darkfleet use him? Or did they like use him as an officer or something? Or just use him as for DNA?
You know, I saw 8 by 10 like 80 years in human time.
Okay. Wow. Okay, that answers. I guess that pretty much answers Hobie Baker's stuff.
Mm, yeah. It's really like a competition in between different races and groups and fractions of the alien groups.
Wow.
Who gets home? Because when they grab you and you still keep the, of course you do, the experience from that life you just left, you're very valuable to them. There's nothing more valuable than that.
Well,
human experience.
how much money do they spend on creating a super soldier, or me specifically?
Well, 3.6 billion.
3.6 million?
Billion.
Billion. Okay, so what is the expense going into?
Because it's been created and multiplied for the different realities with different projects. Different complexity was needed and different overlays for different realities, because each reality consists of different frequency. Each frequency dictates what kind of equipment you need to infiltrate it and to be able to move through it and do your mission. It all goes into a lot of research, even how the equipment would react, how the inserts, implants would react to that. Like,
Yeah.
it's like atmospheric pressure, I would say, but it's not really that. It's
Yeah.
just a wave
Did
length.
did they ever promise us we're going to get paid money when I was doing work for them?
They promise that, and they promise all you want and need in physical life. You'll be always, you'll never need anything. But they lie. They lie to everybody. That's why everybody ends up talking about their experiences, because the truth of the matter, they really don't get the money they promise, and that makes them mad. That's not good for the matrix system, because they start talking, but that's the side effect of the matrix. When they lie to you, you want to speak your truth to the world. That's what we do.
Thank you. I guess we go to the next question. The Alter Thomas, the one that was on Mars, and the caves moving rocks around, and then eventually used by Heinz. I think that was Soros's second man or something. Yeah. So, question is, if they're spending $3.6 billion on me overall, why would they want to use me as a slave on Mars? What are they I mean, how did I get into that position?
Because it's a punishment system.
Okay, so I
Because
was
it
being
keeps the
punished.
soul down, that keeps the vibration down. It's because the mentality of a slave keeps you pinned down, and you can easily be used. Your soul never rebellions in this mindset. It's a program. It's an enslavement program.
Is that because I was in a project reject, an abandonment? Part of that?
It's one of I literally see like different projects from you going.
Okay. Okay, so I was being punished. So when I was Thomas, how did I get out of that situation of being a slave? How did it end for him? He was in those mansions doing
Yeah,
religions.
because he is keeping your mind connected to little you, and when they influence him in a negative way, they influence you. They can keep you weaker through the emotional body connected to him. They can literally like project a range of emotions to you through him, and the memories can pop up, and the different moods can pop up, things like that.
So I'm not really bipolar or OCD or depressed. It's just severe trauma,
No,
PTSD.
it's coming from a lot of them. He's one off, but the idea is childhood. That's why you need to keep something you when you were a child still attached to you. So you have vivid memories of the childhood and you relive them. They can even do it through dreams, which they
Okay.
do to a lot of people.
Okay. Wow. One of the files they told me under was DOD. Somebody from Oak Ridge pulled my records and found that I had that I was a starseed that had different organs. Like my physiology is not human. I may have like multiple something. Can you
Yeah,
can
you
you
gotta
tell me
realize
what it is? What about me is not that it's different than other humans?
because see, they wanted to see how, if you overlay with human organs, the non-human organs, how they would react together. Would they blend? Would they merge? Would they mutate? Would they mimic the function of the human? And that's why, and plus, like, remember I told you that blending of the clones? A lot of times your clones, one by one, would come and merge into you. And they would leave an imprint on your energy body. So if you look on the side of your energy body, you see like multiple hearts, multiple livers, you know?
Oh, so I have multiple, pretty much a lot of different things.
Yeah. And the mantis thing in your childhood and traveling to Mars, it gave you like a night vision type thing.
So I have night vision now.
Well, you had it when you were a child, for sure.
That's my superpower. This
See, the thing is though, the overlays have to be activated, and you need to know how. But the thing is, people can come to you and say, "Oh, I know how to activate it," but even if you know how to, you're not going to be able to activate it in this physical, chewy, gooey, plasticized reality we're in. Because the electric impulses that hit us all the time, bombard us basically, they disrupt any activation. And this reality is built this way. Unless you've been first activated
huh.
by one of the SSP projects. And that's why they keep you from going and swimming a lot, because you reconnect with your dolphin self.
So
And
my body, my physical body here and now has dolphin DNA
yeah,
from
and
the
you
Project C
reconnect
game.
with it, and they're afraid that you'll sprout like super abilities, what you had in that project. You know what I
So
mean? They try to keep us away from something that would like bring the memories back, or reactivate our DNA by connecting to the memories. Because memories are energy. Energy connection creates your, it's like boost your, it's not really imagination, but DNA, memory, imagination all together makes this, things happen for you. Like you can use your ability in the physical then.
So I can basically manifest by what I think if I was super
Right.
activated.
If you believe that you can see in the dark, with time you're going to be able to do it.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. And by the way, that was Project Equalize. Yeah.
Mm,
So they also put me in Project Abandon in 1996, 2002. So they were trying to find super soldiers who were not physically or mentally competent to be in the projects and use DNA modifications and injections, nano, pico, femto, on the candidate to see if they're correctable. What was wrong with me? And then they would, oh yeah, they would bring in a put me on a trip seat and all that. So why would they? Why did I need correcting? Why was I abandoned defunct super soldier in 1996 that I had to be put in this project?
something didn't go well. something wasn't going well with the other project. They had to shift you into this one. But I just see your soul in the laboratory. And I see that they fracture it. And then something they couldn't do genetically that they hoped to do. Because it was too strong for the body type that they picked. Something like this.
The changes they wanted were too strong for me.
Yeah, there's something about the environment and DNA that didn't work out. That they needed to pick the certain frequency around you, like that would circle around you constantly and would influence you in a certain way to mold your DNA according to the experiences from the day, you're conceived type thing.
That with the MMP technology, mirror mimicry printing tech, where they could 3D print other organs over the original host body.
Right. Yeah, I saw that before. It's like, yeah, it's created and I see it on the screen and then it's like envelops, and what's the word? It kind of like mimics it and it lays over it. Huh.
So these other organs over my body, are some of them AI organs?
Yeah,
Artificial?
because it's like replica that was connected to the organs of the clones. You understand? Like you had a heart in one of the clones, and that imprint of that heart was put into your body here too. So when he feels pain, you would get sick, or like if he feels he needs energy, he would pull it from your heart.
He feels pain, I get sick.
Or if
or
you
make me
feel
depressed.
like you're missing something in your life so important and nobody cares about you, and that nobody cares about you would
That's
be
like,
from him.
That's like my family. They all think I should just get saved and go to church and be with Jesus and all this will go away. And I don't think they have any clue about what I've had to go through. And so sometimes I feel really alone. But can you years ago, and just let me know if you tired and want to stop, but I'll just keep throwing more questions at you. So
I'm fine.
you have to tell me. Okay. Years ago, I was working with Adam, and he told me he remote viewed inside my brain to figure out why I'm not able to have my superpowers. Anyway, as a super soldier, what he saw was that there was an implant injecting a drug directly into my pineal gland, and that it was basically a AI type of organ, and that over time it degraded, and the body actually created an organic version of the same implant, and it's actually created the drug itself. Is there any truth to any of this?
I just, when you're talking about it, I saw like a sprout, like a stem, and it's almost like from a stem goes another stem, but they are made out of kind of plasticky gooey kind of thing, just like two tubes. Okay, there's one tubular and another one, and it's like somewhere here more to the left, but then the sprout goes to the right side of the brain. So something about the imagination part where they would block your vision, this particular thing.
So that was to stop me from getting my memories back and my superpowers.
Yes, because it's just simply you cannot really see or feel what it is. It disrupts the process. There's a chain of impulses happening, electric impulses in the brain that connects you to the mind, to the subconscious. And when one of them is,
fears with the ability to connect to the subconscious.
Yeah, but I feel like it wasn't really inserted physically into your head. I feel like there was like a seed planted when you were before your birth. You know
I
what
don't
I
understand.
mean? When
What do
you're
you mean by
forming
seed?
as a baby, they planted something here inside that was started growing as your body was growing. This was growing too.
So this is some other organism inside me?
It's just like a implant that grows from a seed. And it's like semi-biological, but it's AI technology. You know what, like it mimics the biological growth of a body. It's like parasitic, but it parasites on you and prevents some of your functions. And I see that Nordics got similar things, but they're more like, believe it or not, heart-like this, curving.
I'm sorry, what about Nordics? You mean Nordics created this?
Nordics have no. Nordics have the same things growing inside the heads. But but and then oh my, it looks like, you know how they when they cut the spine, you look like a butterfly?
Yeah. Wow. I cut
With
this
this,
spine. Looks like a butter. Huh.
yeah, that's like what Pleiadians have. They have like a butterfly here. You have
Yeah,
like this, and yeah. I mean, for some reason, I started seeing all this white-skinned, blonde.
yeah. So, but these, the heart-shaped implant and the butterfly one are probably good ones, right?
They're still AI. They're
Yeah.
still AI.
Yeah, but it's not blocking them like it's blocking me, right?
No, it mimics the ooh, they stole this. There's a biological ability of, let's say, dolphins or other alien beings like you and me used to be before that we can see through and connect telepathically easily to any creature in any universe. And they created an AI version of that, and it looks like that butterfly, but it gives like stem
Yeah.
out in,
But
out.
so this is, would you call this a Neuralink?
Yes, yes. And I think they want to replicate it here on Earth.
Okay,
That's
so
it's a trend. It says
I
it's a
yeah,
trend.
I know Elon Musk and all, but so you're saying this implant that's messing with my pineal is actually a Neuralink, but it's interacting me in a really negative way capacity.
I don't, you know what I see right now? Right now in present, it's burned up.
The implant.
It's black. Yeah, it's like burned up. It's in ashes because you want to get rid of it, and you did.
Okay, um, so it's out of me, but has is the damage? I mean, is it still basically damaged in here in my brain?
It's not that it's blocking you now, but it's mostly your connection to the clones and multiple lifetimes that you're also see the reason why you're so interested in investigating all this Hobie Baker and other timelines, because by investigating them, you're eliminating them. The more you investigate, the more of them you would eliminate. And when you get down to no interest in investigating any of my lives, that's exactly what I see the magic happens, and you can see
Wow.
other worlds type thing.
Hmm.
It's like because you got the baggage of too much information from other lives, other clones and hybrids and all this in you. And this overload of information creates that your mind goes into the mode of blocking it, because otherwise your head would explode. You
So
would not be able to leave here.
if I had full recall, it would be like too much memory, and I would be like
Yeah.
schizo.
You would go nuts and they would put you in psychiatric clinic type thing, you know.
Did that
You'd be
actually
talking
happen?
too much about everything.
Did, did that actually happen to me in another timeline?
Yeah, there's a timeline like that. You don't like it, and you subconsciously don't want it to happen. That's why you're fine with it, with blocking.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. When I was back in 2005, I got this paralysis stuff. Did I ever tell you about the paralysis before they sent me to the psych ward? I couldn't
No,
I couldn't move, and I was like paralyzed, and I had to like crawl to get to the phone, and I thought,
because you're intubated on a spaceship.
what?
You were intubated on a
I
spaceship
was
and your
in,
energy body, that's why your physical reflected the energy body and what they were doing to it. Your physical body does not have the energy body inside it. That's why it's completely, it doesn't, it was running on barely 4% of energy. That's
wow.
why it was paralyzed. It just simply didn't have energy to move.
So so did they do that on purpose just to put me in the psych ward?
Yeah, because they were replacing parts. They were replacing parts on your left side of your face. Here, your arm, your like left side, they were making it into bionic or something. I see
Okay.
metallized stuff being inserted.
Yeah. Yeah, the doctor said I was psychosomatic. He said I was making it all up in my head.
Mm, because they normally, you know, with your conscious mind, you cannot understand it
You think
unless you.
do you think my altar was to come out, the other aspect?
Yeah, they were preparing that energy body and then they would imprint. They somehow do an energetic imprint and then they can create more biorobotic looking like you beings type thing for different projects. They can make them bigger, more muscular stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
But there's something about the connection, their original body here to them and the particular metallized implants inserted. It was important to do because each particular organ has to be connected to the other organs in the other bodies. For them, it's important.
What kind of abilities would I had in this lifetime if I didn't have that Neuralink put into me?
First thing that came to me, like first a fast runner, energy producer.
So I could probably be an
That's it.
athlete again.
Yeah, yeah. They took away your energy. They shrunk you.
They shrunk me like literally too. I'm only
Yeah,
5'6".
because when you don't, when your body is developing and you don't receive a lot of energy because you're connected to a lot of hybrids of yours or clones of yours, then your body doesn't get a chance to develop properly type thing.
Huh. Where is like the positive federation in these groups? Where are they?
They cannot get through.
That
There's
so
lots of layers of AI technology that are preventing them from connecting. The ones who connect, they're fake ones.
the positive groups cannot
No,
connect to help us
no, they can just observe from far away.
because they don't want to get infected with this AI stuff too. So
Well, the only thing they tell me that they believe in consciousness. Consciousness always grows, always. At
uh,
some point, if you have determination, you'll be acquiring information to grow your consciousness to the point you actually free yourself from your own prison of your own mind,
huh. Yeah,
because
I've
it's
heard that.
so connected to that.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Do you want to stop now? Do you think we
Yeah, I can't stop.
Okay. Thank you, Oksana.
Almost felt like pressure in my head. Those things.
I I was typing. Hopefully I wasn't making too much noise when I was doing that, but
No, no, you're fine. You're still swimming.
oh, what, as a dolphin under sea
Sorry, I
game?
forgot to introduce you.
Yeah.
James Rink the dolphin. Because it
That's one of my
disoriented me, this ocean thingy.
yeah. Yeah, I wrote about Project Crystal Gates. Yeah, that's what it's called in my book. And in the book, I mentioned that they would put us on a table, the kids, and then the children, and then they would put a dolphin on another table, and they would take out the blood of the human and insert it into the dolphin, and then I guess whatever the dolphin blood. I don't know if do dolphins have blood. I don't
It's
know. But,
hard to see the book though, so sorry I interrupted you. Maybe we can go back to the regular mode.
oh, okay. Oh, I
Hold.
see.
It kind of blends in. It's like a
Um,
fake background,
yeah.
Know what to do about it. Just saying that kind of blends in into the.
Okay, that's not
Oops.
helping. How do we get rid of
I
it?
think you have to turn it off.
It doesn't
Yeah.
see a off the setting.
Hide people at top. Grid view. Together mode. Enter full screen. No.
Huh.
Oh. I somehow see myself normally in the room. Hey, we created the video for you to raise your vibration. Now you can have a laugh. I'm still recording, actually.
I don't know. Well, you just have to take my word for me, my book here. So
You're totally disappearing.
there it goes. So yeah, they would put us on a table and they would pull out the different blood. They transfuse the blood, and then they would take the dolphin soul and the child soul, my soul. We would be in both bodies, so we could go. So together we're like a twin soul, whatever you call it. And I would go into the dolphin body, and then they would send us off on doing missions. Like for instance, they would train us, and they would throw a baby into the tank in the pool of water, and there's a shark in there, and the dolphins are like, well, why are you doing this? We're not. You told us that you wouldn't abuse the kids, and here they are throwing babies in the tank. So like immediately after that, the dolphins just stopped working with them. They just didn't want to cooperate anymore. But so they put all the clonal hybrids, because I think they actually created a hybrid where they took the dolphin and the human DNA, create a chimera, I guess. I don't know, but so they put all those clones into the storage for what's kind of curious about all this is that it looks like this took place like in the mid 70s, but I wasn't born then, so it's really confusing how all this is overlapped.
Yes, because there's multiple realities and they're blending together. That's why it's like, when you go into spaceship, it's like huge, but actually it looks small. The same idea was the time. It's so stretchable. It's even hard to explain. I mean, how do we this? They use our minds to create, it's almost like they make us hallucinate the worlds. Through hallucinating, we are creating. And it's multiple hallucinations. I don't know how to explain all of this, but yeah. Well, thank you for, this session. I really appreciate it. It was interesting. I don't remember anything. I just remember the ant's face. He literally didn't like me. But yeah, thank you so much.
Well, let's keep on doing more work like this because, we can, even though I know a lot of this is focused on my stuff, but other people can learn because there's millions of people on these projects and they're using the same techniques on a lot of us. So
right. Yeah, and there is a reason why we met and why we've been doing the sessions, but there's so many interesting articles on your website too. Okay, well, thank you so much. I'm turning it off. Bye, everybody.
I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.